Good morning, FYCE class. Today we're going to go through the PowerPoint on managing time. How do you spend your time? So again, you can see from the pictures, different people are organized, active, lazy, cluttersome. So again, this chapter is really about you reflecting on how you spend your time. So the first thing we want to look at is why people procrastinate. The first option could be fear of failure. So people don't want to be put on the spot. They're afraid of being told that they've done something wrong, so they just put things off. The opposite could be fear of success. So some people, through their procrastination, maybe unwittingly can sabotage their ability to do well in their careers. Another reason why people procrastinate is perfectionism. So living up to expectations, whether they're your own high expectations or those of your parents or guardians, or you being compared to other people or siblings. And then a big thing that, say, when you get through junior high and high school, and there's a separation between the level of students and even in single classes, is that they don't see what the point is of completing certain assignments. They find it irrelevant or boring. In a lot of cases, they feel they can get away with not doing it and still doing well on their exams or assessments. Forms of procrastination, again, it's a pretty long list, but ignoring the task, again, hoping it'll go away. And in college, you get your syllabus on day one, and you know what's expected of you, and things will not go away, so you have to be aware of that. Underestimating how long it will take. So again, putting off that 15-page paper that's due at the end of the semester and waiting until the last 2 weeks when you're preparing for all your exams is not the way to go about it. Overestimating your abilities and resources. Again, kind of in the same boat, where maybe you fool yourself in believing you can, knock out a 5-10 page paper in a matter of days when you have other responsibilities. Accepting that, you're going to do poor and hoping you do well in other areas. Again, that type of attitude and, say, lack of consistency can cost you in your career movement. So that's something, if you fit into that category, you might want to recognize and look to improve. Again, doing something else that isn't very important, right? How many times do we just say we're going to do this or that, and then we'll get back down to it, and time goes by, gets short, and maybe you're not giving it the best effort. Believing that repeated minor delays won't hurt you. Again, sitting there, you have a paper due for Miss Ader on Monday, it's Sunday night, and you're just going to watch one episode of a show and then get back at it, and then next thing you know, it's 9-10 o'clock at night. Talking about a hard job rather than doing it. So even if you view things as difficult for you and your skill set, you really want to concentrate on breaking things up over the time you're given, and then those hard jobs become smaller series of easier jobs. Again, putting all your work on only one part of the task. So again, kind of pick and choosing maybe a grade you're going after is not always the best strategy. And then when you have to make choices, again, becoming paralyzed. You become frozen into what it is you're trying to complete instead of just kind of rolling with whatever, say you're going to research and then getting after it and then stopping, after a page and realizing maybe you don't like that, and just complete it. So those are all forms of procrastination. So some strategies on how to overcome procrastination. Again, reminding yourself of the consequences of not getting the job done. Again, if you're in any kind of training outside of high school, odds are you've had a hand in, say, financing that. So again, you're there for your own reasons, your own gain in the future. So maybe that little reminder maybe will kickstart some of your motivation. Uh, Tying into what we're going to kind of talk about with your assignments that you're going to get started on today, creating a to-do list and check things off, and starting to organize yourself with organizers and breaking things down into smaller jobs. And again, that's kind of what the next one is. Give yourself a prize when you're done. So again, delaying gratification, knowing that there's something you're gonna want to watch that movie you've put off while you've done some homework over the last couple of days. So that could be a prize for you when you're done. And again, don't allow distractions. We will talk a little bit further on in this class about having, say, a dedicated study area and, say, study times. And again, it's okay to say no, because a lot of the hard work that you're going to put in between, 18 and 24 so will pay off for you down the road. And again, trying to minimize distractions. So getting your phone on mute, putting it upside down, the other side of the room. You're going to get after your studying for 30, 45, 60 minutes, and then you can go check, take a little break before you head back to complete your task. Knowing what is most valuable to you gives you direction in your life. So again, these are revisiting your values on how you are attacking your goals. Your energy should be oriented towards things that reflect the values that are most important to you. Again, you're now becoming, or developing even more so into young adults, and you've got to start taking stock in what it is you want to accomplish, your goals, and what your values are, and obtaining them now instead of having to do it, say, later on as an adult learner. Examine your values will again help to make time management decisions. So starting to improve your time management uh, goals, minimizing procrastination can really help set a solid foundation for what it is you hope to accomplish later in your career. Um, so thinking about now, what are your most pressing obligations other than your studies that you will have to fit into a time management plan, which you're going to, again, be working on as part of your assignment today. Are there any of them more important to you than doing well in college or whatever your training is after high school? So why or why not? So again, these could be things like, a boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other. If you have a job that you need to go to earn money to help pay for your car insurance, your schooling, your social life. And again, what is it you're valuing in this time frame that could make your adult life and career more meaningful? All right, so this is a Monday to-do list using planners. So really, obviously today's Tuesday, but we're going to get started for the next couple weeks, and I'll explain this and give you some examples. But the bottom line is every Monday for the next 2 or 3 weeks, you're going to go ahead and jot out after, say, you open up Classroom, what are some of the things you have to accomplish this week? Majority of it, we want to focus on, say, your schoolwork now that we're all remote. But again, do you have some upcoming appointments? Are you working a couple of days this week? Are you still actively participating in some sports camps for some of your seasons coming up, sports camps or sports training? So that's really going to be your first assignment today, is to list out, again, in your notes, 15 things you have to accomplish this next week. And again, the majority of it can be schoolwork, and then think about some of the things you need to knock out in your personal life. Again, with good time management, which one will you be? Again, this obviously is somebody who maybe or seems like they have things organized, things completed, happier self versus, somebody stressing about things that need to be accomplished. Again, to think about if you are not regularly using a planner, as life becomes a little bit more complicated, how are you going to stay organized? So what kind of planner do you currently use, if any? And does your method of planning work for you? Why or why not? So these are some questions you'll wind up seeing on Wednesday and Thursday, but just something to ponder now. I'll go over that during the assignment part. Again, think about this question. What are some of the best and worst times for you to study? So again, in this class where you really are being asked to self-reflect, what times of day and where are the best times for you to study? And again, have you found a particular time when it's easier for you to concentrate or be creative? And this is the last slide for the Chapter 2 lecture. Hopefully you can pull some of these things out and add them to your notes. But again, time management really involves some of these key concepts. So knowing your goals, again, what it is you want to accomplish these next 4, 5 to 6 years. Setting priorities to meet your goals. So again, taking care of your training, your schooling now, so you can get into your career and go after your other life goals. Anticipating the unexpected. So again, there are going to be some things in life that are going to throw a monkey wrench into your studies, and it becomes less cumbersome if you're keeping up on your studies. So again, if you're always procrastinating, you got a lot of things due, and then that unexpected thing happens, right? There's some sort of family emergency. Your car's not working, you can't get to school or the job, something that's really putting stress on you. Uh, in conjunction with the procrastination, it can really have a negative effect on you accomplishing your goals over these next few years. Again, taking control of your time. It's your time to try to knock out some of this training and education before life gets too hectic. Again, a commitment to punctuality. Really, you're showing respect to the others in your class and on the job by you showing up on time and carrying out your plans. So again, not just setting out goals now and then breaking them down, and you're always going to want to be revisiting your goals. All right, so that's pretty much the PowerPoint part, along with you going through the chapter and creating your notes. Your one assignment today is going to be to create that task list of 15 items that you're going to do today, and then each of the next 3 Mondays. The majority of that should be schoolwork that you need to have some things done by the end of the week. And then I'll set up another separate recording to show you and explain to you about the time management log you're going to create over the next week. All right, so that'll be it for today, and we will see you next time.